The general concept of food chain implies that prey will always be hunted down by their predators, but no one goes down willingly without putting up a fight. Although some of these animals can't put up much of a fight, some animals like the W hogs are resilient and persistent. They fight until the very last moment, which intensifies the impact of attacks. They are tough, vigilant fighters equipped with speed and two lethal tusks sticking out from either side of their face. Their predators have to confront an extremely rebellious opponent, making the hunt more brutal and barbaric. In this video, we will show you 11 of the most horrific instances of W hogs being attacked by their predators. Number 11. Leopard attacks warthog. Leopard and warthog confrontation is like a ticking time bomb. No matter how cautious and prepared the warthog is, there is always a thin possibility of sustaining a deadly leopard attack once the warthogs are captured there. There is no escape from the razor-sharp claws and strong canines of this big cat. This leopard has nabbed a lone warthog by its neck. The attacker is laying low to have better access to the lower part of the warthog, which is more vulnerable. The powerful claws are digging into his flesh. To hold the warthog in position as the animal is struggling, the predator keeps tightening its grip. Time is running out for the warthog, and if it doesn't free itself immediately, death is inevitable. After a prolonged tussle, the leopard turns the animal and sinks its teeth deep inside, rupturing the throat completely. The victim succumbs to its injury and dies. A slow, painful death, similar to the previous hunt. This leopard has grabbed the middle portion of the warthog's body. The teeth have dug deep enough for the blood to seep out. The warthog is completely defenseless, as it is overturned on its back with each bit of struggle. The predator is intensifying the bite. The warthog is bleeding profusely, but still making the last dire attempt to escape. However, the grip is too strong, and the claws are pinning down the prey, still writhing in pain caused by the deadly wounds and extreme blood loss. The warthog dies after a short while. Warthogs prefer to stay underground. But this adamant leopard has figured out its hideout and is hysterically digging up the ground to expose its hideout. After keeping at it for several minutes, finally it gets hold of the animal and doesn't waste a minute to jab its teeth into its neck and carry it hastily back to its den to eat it right away. This leopard has started feeding on the adult warthog while it's still alive, with its mutilated limb blood gushing out and a massive chunk of its flesh ripped off the warthog still. Attempts to fight and escape, but the predator somersaults to the other side and takes the animal down again. This time the blow was hard enough to end the struggles of the captured animal, using the bushes as the perfect cover. This leopard is stalking a warthog in the distance, staying low and being stealthy in its approach helps the attacker to remain completely undetected. Just when it is close enough and takes the final leap, the warthog becomes aware and attempts to outrun the leopard. However, it's too late, and the predator quickly catches up and takes it down, and without wasting any time, bites down on its neck. Number 10. Lion attacks warthog. Warthogs make one of the top most desired meals for the king of the jungle, and its pride, although sometimes a warthog might manage to outsmart these mighty beasts and escape death in all other cases. Lions manage to subdue them, and the warthogs endure insufferable pain following that. Like in this clip, a single lion is tackling a warthog. The thick mud coating is making the prey slippery, but is also making it difficult for the warthog to balance itself. The slim chance of survival fades when the lion tosses over the warthog and strikes its underbelly. Chaos ensues in a waterhole when a lion storms in. Eyeing a young warthog, the rest of the animals manage to run, but the struggling W hog fails to make it out in time. The predator waits for the right moment to strike, and with one jab, it grabs the animal's neck and drags it out. A lion soon joins in to devour the fresh kill. Lions are skilled ambush predators. When the lion spots two W hogs across the road, completely unaware of its presence, it immediately switches to attacking mode, keeping as low to the ground as possible. The stalker approaches the target. One of the alleged prey becomes aware of the incoming danger and dashes is out of sight, but it's too late for the other one. The lion pounces on it and takes it down in a single hit, jabbing its teeth at the W hog's throat and tossing it sideways. Soon the entire pride joins and starts ripping off the dead warthog inside. Out number 9. Hyena attacks warthog. Hyenas are cunning and nasty predators. Hyenas mostly attack in clans, which means an oblivious prey is likely to face the wrath of numerous hungry predators waiting to devour it. Right away, a young W hog has fallen prey to a vicious adult hyena with little to no counterattacks. The hyena is already feeding on one of the limbs as the predator loosens the grip for a split second. The desperate warthog tries to get away but gets its high leg ripped off. Even so, it doesn't stop but can only make it so far before the hyena strikes it down. Hyenas are active at night, making it easier for them to spot prey without being detected in the dead of the night. Several hyenas are viciously attacking a warthog very skillfully. They are attacking the prey from the sides and the back to avoid getting stabbed by the sharp tusks sticking out. On both sides of the warthog's face, after an extensive battle for survival, the hyena succeed in bringing down the prey. The warthog has suffered some severe bites on several parts of its body. The victim is outnumbered and exhausted from the long struggle and dies in agonizing death. Number 8. Eagle attacks W hog if the land predators weren't enough. Warthogs are also hunted down by predators from above. All it takes is a few moments for the eagle to swoop in, secure its hunt, and take off. When a W hog family tries to cross a road in peace, an airborne stalker dives in on one of the smallest members of the family. The mighty bird grabs a baby W hog that's almost a fraction of its size. It's deadly, talons piercing through the flesh of its victim. Grabbed by its head, the prey is still struggling to escape, but each time the eagle overpowers it. After moments of squirming in pain and fighting to survive, the baby becomes still. Number 7. Crocodile attacks warthog. Crocodiles are sneaky predators because it's almost impossible to spot them approaching underwater unless they have come very close when an animal enters the territory of this reptile. A moment of carelessness can be fatal. 3 warthogs are drinking by a waterhole but do not have the slightest clue of the danger lurking underwater. Sensing their unawareness, a crocodile lunges out at the warthog that is closest. The startled animal gets no time to plan a defense, and the rest of its family fall. Back in haste, the panic-stricken and desperate warthog tries hard to survive, but all the attempts fail as its attacker is several times stronger. The reptile grabs its head in its deadly jaws, and the warthog has no other option but to surrender. Here, the warthog is in the most critical situation one can imagine, with vicious wild dogs waiting to pounce on it on the banks and a cost crocodile behind it. This animal has slim chances of survival, although the warthog is cautious of the wild dogs. It doesn't seem bothered or aware of the reptile taking advantage of this situation. The croc closes in, and by the time its victim becomes aware, it's too late. The croc dashes out and grabs the warthog by its high leg and drags it into the water. The animal drowns soon after as the croc disappears with its lunch. Number 6. Buffalo versus warthog. Buffaloes and warthogs are not exactly enemies, but sometimes they might confront each other under unpleasant circumstances. Although buffalo are not predators, they can still be deadly because of their immense strength and threatening horns. Although it's uncertain what exactly enraged this giant buffalo here, it charges at a baby warthog with its head hanging low to aim the horn straight at the animal. This buffalo dashes at it and tosses it over with its horns. Once the warthog is down, the buffalo doesn't give it a single chance to retaliate. After repeated attempts to stab it, the buffalo makes a final blow by tucking the animal in its hooks and sending it flying several feet away. Number 5. Cheetah attacks. Warthog cheetah are the fastest land predator, and when they give chase to a warthog, only a miracle can save the animal from getting hunted down. In this clip, AA is tackling an isolated and lone warthog tucked behind a bush. The predator is biting down the head of its victim and clawing it down sideways. Soon the rest of its crew joins in, and the 3 cheetahs pin down the struggling warthog from all ends. Rendering it immobile and helpless once it has fallen, the predators start digging their teeth deep into the animal, attempting to rip it apart with uncanny similarity. This warthog is attacked by a cheetah, and the animal is aggressively moving in circles, hoping to loosen the grip and make a run for its life, but a second cheetah attacks from behind, forcing the warthog to surrender to its attackers. Number 4. Warthog versus warthog. Sometimes even without the predators around, these animals manage to engage in brutal and bloody fights among themselves, and more often than not, these scuffles can turn into something deadly and fatal. 2 resilient warthogs have locked horns, and one of them is visibly wounded in the front leg with blood gushing out. The warthog attempts to stab its opponent in the face, With its tusks, however, the contender is not giving up easily and following the same tactic. It tries to counterattack and defend itself from